triangles. He's just relentless in his finishing attempts. This guy's always trying to get you out there as quickly as possible, and that really is a perfect mindset to come into one championship with, where you're judged basically on every single attempt. You've got to lock things up, you have to go after the finish, and you have to push the pace, and that's exactly what Mateus does.
Yeah, you know, when you're grappling a guy like Mateus Gabriel, he's a bottom player, and his guard, it's a puzzle that will typically take longer than 10 minutes to actually solve. He's an IBJJF world champion, and he's on a 7-match winning streak right now. With that guard game, the way that he plays, he frustrates his opponents, and Cade is the kind of guy who takes a lot of risks. He pushes a big pace, and so I think Mateus, you're going to see him bottom playing here and looking to basically get Cade frustrated, knowing that he has a 10-minute time limit to try to get that submission, and that's what's going to possibly get him out of position and open for one of those submissions that Mateus will do. He's great in the inversion guard, great with the leg entanglements, and he's going to come up top and hit you with a triangle or arm bar or something like that the moment that you get a little impatient and out of position.
At just 19 years of age, American Cade Ruotolo is the hottest thing in grappling right now. Back in October, he captured the one lightweight submission grappling world title, which only added to all the hype surrounding him. Ruotolo enters the one circle tonight, riding a 17-match winning streak, the last 5 by submission. He's passed every test with flying colors so far, going back to September when he became the youngest ADCC champ in history, winning every match via submission on his way to the title. Tonight, though, he gets his toughest test yet, a difficult challenge in Mateus Gabriel, as he defends his one world title for the first time. And though he very much expects to win his 18th straight fight here tonight, one thing is for sure, Ruotolo will bring the action. In fact, he told us he would rather lose an exciting fight than win a boring one. So buckle in, don't blink. This teenage meteor from Southern California is must-see TV.
Oh, 100%, Brent. And you talk about the victories through the ADCC, and it was submissions. He got everybody out of there with a finish, which is kind of unheard of at that level of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then he turns right around and comes here and becomes the inaugural one lightweight submission grappling world champion. 13 submissions, 23 wins, currently riding a 17-match win streak. This guy is a relentless attacker. He likes to be on top, right? Rich is talking about Mateus Gabriel being on bottom, right? And then Cade Ruotolo likes to play on top. Expect these guys to go at it.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing to note here is that Mateus Gabriel was IBJJF at 70 kg. Cade is ADCC at 77 kg. And so that extra 7 kg possibility with that topside pressure can be something that you have to deal with.
So who will take home the belt? The journey continues with Toomey. 2 world title belts coming your way from Manila here tonight, including this one, the co-main event. Lightweight submission grappling. 19 years old. It's an equally young man, just 25 for Gabriel from Brazil. Mall of Asia Arena is popping. Ruotolo, the American. 5'11" for him, 5'7" for Gabriel, 5-inch reach advantage. Both coming in with a BJJ style. Global rules set, 1 10-minute round. A win by submission are the most legitimate attempts. Here is Dom Lau.
In our co-main event, we have a single 10-minute round for the one lightweight submission grappling championship of the world. Presented to you by Toomey, our official premium travel bags partner. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is an IBJJF BJJ world champion, standing at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 168 pounds, holding a BJJ record of 48 wins and 10 losses. Training out of Checkmat, representing Brazil, Mateus Gabriel. Introducing his opponent out of the red corner. He stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 168 pounds, holding a BJJ record of 23 wins and 2 losses. Training out of Antos, representing the United States of America. Please welcome the reigning and defending undisputed lightweight submission grappling champion of the world, Cade Ruotolo! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Vitor Shaolin.
Fighters. Right. Good fight. Know the rules. Listen to my commands all the time. Fight hard, fight clean. Shake hands. You move away.
Vitor Shaolin, final instructions. 1 10-minute round. Cade Ruotolo is the world champ. We saw Ty Ruotolo, his twin brother, also 19 years of age, out of Southern California. They train, they live together. They are best of friends. They do everything. And Ty, after winning on the lead card, is in Cade's corner, just like Cade was in his corner earlier. The bell and this 10-minute round world title fight. What a start for Cade Ruotolo.
Cade Ruotolo went after the ankle pick, transitioned into a body lock, and put Mateus Gabriel on his back. But that's exactly where Mateus wants to be. Immediately starts going after the legs, looking to lock things up. There's that kind of a De La Riva right there. Single legs.
You make no mistake, Gabriel, over the last 2 calendar years, his record is 31-2. All he does is win as well.
Yeah, very good submission attacker. Very active off his back. There's Cade threatening a straight ankle lock. You know Gabriel ain't gonna fall for that.
17 straight wins coming in for Cade Ruotolo, the last 5 by submission.
Ruotolo's tried a knee slice through the guard, but like Rich was saying on the walk, man, Gabriel has just such an amazing guard. It's so difficult to pass it. And look at that, slides around the back. There's the...
Yeah, Gabriel, he used that De La Riva to almost set up the back take right there. And this is what I was talking about. Gabriel having that guard that's just a puzzle that's going to be difficult to solve in this 10-minute time limit.
Good job by both guys to maintain neutral position. You can see Gabriel trying to reach up, disrupt the posture of Cade. Cade does a good job of maintaining upright posture.
Yeah, he's just the one that he's grabbing the back of the head, disrupting the posture so that he's just spinal manipulation, hoping that Cade will pull back hard, get himself out of position, setting something else up. You know, maybe Mateus is looking for a leg off of that. He'll just flow from one thing to the next.
We mentioned it's a family affair. They've already got one $50,000 bonus earlier tonight with Ty's victory. And overall, by my count, I believe they've got $150,000 worth of bonuses from one championship, and they're building that gym in Costa Rica.
That's a lot of gyms out there. They can build a couple more now pretty soon. But first they got to get past this guy right here, because Gabriel's doing a great job of keeping his legs in front of Cade. That's what Cade wants to do. Cade wants to essentially get past the legs, right? And Gabriel wants to attack, set up different submissions from the bottom position here. And he's doing a great job of just holding on to the legs. And that's the thing about no gi, right? In the gi, you have all the basically the uniform to hold on to, right? To create your attacks. But in no gi, you have to grab legs and arms and heads, and it creates a whole different game.
You know, one of the elements of this match we didn't talk about was Mateus actually dealing with the cage and whether or not that would disrupt him. And Cade came across, picked him up, slammed him right on the cage, and Mateus has pretty much had contact with his head with the cage the whole time, but we haven't really, he's not like making the effort to get away from it. It doesn't seem to bother him.
I mean, we saw the way that Cade used the cage the first time that he fought, where he was actually jumping off the cage against Shinya Aoki to get into, you know, to eventually take the back. But Gabriel says that he's trained inside the cage before, but he's also worked a lot up against the wall, which is a different feel, you know? The wall is not the same as the cage.
Yeah, it's padded and it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
Again, this thing ends with a submission, or the most legitimate attempts at a submission over the course of 10 minutes, which again, 10 minutes doesn't sound.
Straight ankle lock. You see, Cade's trying to, you know, utilize the guard that, Gabriel is using against him by every time the leg comes up, he's trying to lock it up and go for a straight ankle lock. That's really tough to position.
Yeah, but even if he knows he may not get that, like, it could be possibly that he gets it locked in deep enough that the referee here would call a catch.
Yeah. If he can hold him down, but Gabriel's got there's so much activity going on in his guard. Like, he's always moving his legs, and he's staying very active.
Back to the feet they go. Ruotolo, the champ. Gabriel.
There's that ankle pick that Cade likes to do. It sets up the body lock or the double leg. Looks like he could have got poked in the eye right there. Gabriel says, "You're good to go," and Cade acknowledges.
Mutual respect as we near the midpoint of this 10-minute bout. Lightweight submission grappling world title on the line. First defense of it for Cade Ruotolo, the 19-year-old, born in Hawaii, grew up in Huntington Beach, California, now lives and trains out of San Diego as well. Has a lot of time in Costa Rica.
You can see from the last two guard drops that Mateus had that it's not much different than the slam that started the match.
Well, you can't pull guard now anymore in one championship grappling match, so that's really important that you can't just sit down and try to attack. You have to aggressively pull your opponent onto you if you want to pull guard.
Mitch, I wanted to mention, 10 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but how tired are these guys now at the exact midpoint right now?
Well, these are world-class grapplers, bro. So they've been doing this their entire life, so I doubt that they're going to go too tired, but that's another... It looks like he has to go for a heel hook right here.
Mateus could be...
Take it back there. Cade got a little out of position, but Cade make the quick. Adjustment right there. Mateus is not letting go of that arm.
Looks like he was trying to go for omoplata, but great defense from Cade, not to really let it sit.
Little blood coming from below the right eye of Cade. 2:40 left.
Hand in the hip. Hand in the hip. 10 minutes is a long time to grapple, Brent. Make no mistake about it, but compared to a lot of grappling matches, this would be more of a sprint. And that's why I love these matches, because of the pace of the match.
They both said it would be exciting, and it has lived up to that and then some.
I like the way Gabriel goes inverted like that. You think you're past him, you think you're going to a north-south position, but his legs are just have incredible dexterity to maintain and to control positions.
Well, you saw there that Cade grabbed his legs, completely flipped him over, and he's able to just swivel back around and maintain guard. That's just the fluidity of his movement.
2 minutes to go.
Not that long to work, Rich. You spoke about it. Usually these matches are sometimes when they're really high-level grapplers, they don't have a time limit. They just let them go until there's a submission.
Tell you what, Mitch, I'm gonna put you on the mat with Cade for 10 minutes, and you tell me that it's not that long, all right?
Dude,
I'm gonna ask you at the end of that.
Dude, he got me done in it was ridiculous. Actually, it was ridiculous. He came me with 3 submissions in like a minute and a half. So I don't want no comparison between me and Gabriel. All right?
You quickly realize how long 90 seconds was with a guy like that.
75 seconds remaining in this world title bout. Lightweight submission grappling belt on the line.
So at this point, I think we're 1 catch up for Cade, which would give him essentially an advantage in the scoring.
I would imagine that even if that wasn't scored as a catch, that Cade has been the aggressor here, because even though Mateus is trying to drop guard and aggress that way, but he's the one that's walking backwards. You see that Cade is the one that's controlling the entire circle.
Cade slammed him into the fence that time, less than a minute to go. 43 seconds.
It's not for lack of trying, because Cade is trying some takedowns here. Like, he's trying to jump scissors, and he's trying to definitely avoid the attack. There
and that heel momentarily. 3 seconds remaining.
Again, going after the leg, looking for a heel hook, but Gabriel's able to defend, turning the tables, putting Cade on the bottom now.
Did the ref call a catch on that second heel there? It looked like he did.
His hand's going up, but I I don't know if he's calling it as a catch or if he's just saying that there's an attempt there. Yeah, well, then that's the same thing that happened on the first one, so I don't know if it was a legitimate catch either. Nice arming guillotine here.
As this world title fight comes to an end here in Manila, good show put on by Kane Ruotolo, the American, and Vs Gabriel from Brazil.
Entertaining match between two very good grapplers. You can just see how well they were matched up. Just because, I mean, there was very little attempts, there was very little catches. Just because these guys were so active. We knew it was a stylistic matchup. The top game of Kane Ruotolo against the bottom game of Gabriel. Very entertaining fight. Look at some of this action. Watch. Heel, ankle pick right into a body lock takedown. Picks him up, slams him on the mat, and immediately started going after it at a very frantic pace.
Look at the strength of Mateus there when Kane picks him up, he just holds his guard and says, all right, I'll sit up with you here. But this is what I was talking about that flip there. That Kane uses that flip in the scramble and catches this heel hook here. Now, it looks like the referee is calling catch there as well as at the end, but Mateus has got this situation completely under control. This is not something that any normal grappler would have completely under control, but he's able to just slowly inch his knee out of the fulcrum of the pressure there.
Both fighters in the center of the one circle, ready to find out if Kane Ruotolo defended that championship or somehow Mateus can get the result. Here is Tom Lau.
This match was presented to you by Toomey. And now, to present the belt for this match, we have the chairman and CEO of One Championship, Mr. Chatri Sityodong. Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 minutes of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All three judges have scored this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, and still undisputed one lightweight submission grappling champion of the world, Kane Ruotolo!
Kane Ruotolo, no surprise. He defends his world title over the course of 10 minutes. The Dragon is with the winner.
Kane Ruotolo, you knew this match was going to be back and forth, high-paced. Is this how you expected to go, or did you really believe you could get the finish?
I definitely believe I thought I could have got the finish for sure. You know, it's really, I think my brother and I, we possess so many different submission attacks. People are really preservative at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I was, you know, flipping through there trying to do front flips and stuff to get to the submission and get to the pass. But you know, people don't like to come up on single legs on us. People don't like to underhook us. There's a lot of preventative things that, you know, kind of prevent us to get to the submission sometimes. You know, as long as they bring it like our first opponent did with Ty, they come straight, you know, and a lot of the times the submission will come then. I tried my hardest, you know, I was pushing the pace. Sorry to all you guys, I would have loved to get to the submission, but I tried my best for sure to put on a show. Thank you guys.
You really had some good attempts on the legs. You were going after a lot of straight ankles, a lot of heel hooks, but he was just so good at maintaining that guard and defending.
Yeah. He has crazy flexible ankles and knees apparently on that first knee bar. I felt a couple of pops, but he definitely didn't want to get put out. So it was very tight. I think the majority of people would have tapped that one, but props to him with some crazy flexibility and wasn't able to get the submission. Next time, guaranteed.
We can't wait to see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still the one lightweight submission grappling world champion, Kane Ruotolo!
Kane Ruotolo, the 19-year-old from Southern California.
Where's my division at? Tyne and Tommy, all these guys, they're injured. You know, me leading into this fight, I had a pretty bad rib injury. I could only train twice, and I couldn't even finish the training sessions. And I'm still out here on the mat, so I'm sure, you know, there was nothing too crazy with those guys. Where are they at? Let's go. Tommy, Tyne, come on, boys.
Can't wait to see you back. Kane Ruotolo!
Okay, getting the final words in as he defends his belt here tonight. His world title, Kane Ruotolo, the 19-year-old from San Diego. He's been awesome in one championship, one on 5. The co-main goes the way of Kane Ruotolo, his twin brother Ty, who won earlier in his corner. Upcoming events, 1 on Prime Video 6 to kick off the new year. Friday, January 13th, we're in Bangkok, Thailand. Superman against Alice.